Hi everybody! Thanks for joining me again here on another edition of Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. Today I am making some salmon. Salmon's so good for you. It's really just a really good fish to eat. So we're going to do some salmon and also some grilled asparagus to go with it. Normally I would make stuff on my George Foreman, but today I'm actually going to use the stove. Yes. So right now what I have done, I have sprayed my pan here with some spray, and I've also got some olive oil in here. So I put just, let's see, I'll give you a little idea, but I got some olive oil in there. I just wanted enough because with salmon, some people don't like the skin part of salmon. However, if you season it up really good and you put it in some super hot olive oil, it'll make that skin on the bottom of the salmon crunchy. If you get it crispy, crunchy, that is so, so good. So if you don't like that, just eat off of, peel that part off. But if you do, if you want to try it, really, really good. First time I had seen that, I'm like, I'm not so sure about that. I tried it, delicious. When you get it nice and crispy, it is delicious. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this camera angle just a little bit more over that way. There we go. All right, so that's what we've got going right now. I've already got the stove going because I wanted to make sure that the oil takes a few minutes for that to heat up. And I thought, no sense in wasting your time, wasting my time. We'll just let this heat up and then come into it. So what I'm going to do now, so I've got my salmon, and I've got a really nice piece, so I sliced it up. I'm going to take the side that has the skin on it, and I'm going to salt and pepper that really good. Pepper, there's some pepper on there. Get that afterwards. Okay, and then I'm going to put some salt on there. So I've got the salt and pepper on the salmon, and I believe that this should be just about hot enough. Let me see. One of the things I like to do, probably not the smartest thing to do, if you drop like a little bit of water. You don't want to do a whole lot of water. Drop a little bit. Here, it's starting to snap. That means it's getting really hot. All right, so if it's super, super hot and you do that, it's going to go, so you got to be careful with that. But we've got that. It's starting to pop, so that means it's hot. So I'm going to take this salmon and I'm going to put it skin side down, okay? And we're going to pray that it doesn't stick, because you never know some days. All right, so do that one. And I'm going to put all three of these in here. All right, so that's cooking on that side. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper on this side. And then once we get this all seasoned up, nice and seasoned, we're going to let that cook. It's going to take probably, give it like about 10-15 minutes. So we'll come back and we'll check that in just a few minutes. And in the meantime, we will just wait and just smell the deliciousness of that. While you're also waiting, if you get a chance, go to Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Okay, so let's let that get nice and crispy, and we'll be right back. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the salmon is cooking. You can hear it crisping up. That skin's going to be so good. So now I'm going to do, to give you an idea, I'm going to take and flip these over. And that skin is going to be wonderful. All right, so get these flipped over. And then while that's cooking in there, it's time to make the rest. So I'm going to let that continue to cook. I've got some butter here. I want to put a little bit of butter in with the oil right now while it's cooking. So I'm going to do that. Nice here. Just going to put about a tablespoon of the butter in here. It'll mix in with the oil and it'll give that fish such a really good buttery flavor. And we've got that in there. And then the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'll be adding some, I've got some minced garlic, it's already minced. You can use fresh garlic and just mince it yourself or grate it however you want to do it. And I've got some dill. Mmm. So we're going to put like a butter garlic dill sauce over the top of this. And we're just going to let that butter and the garlic and dill mix all together and then just seep right into the salmon. It's going to be so good. We're also going to do the asparagus. So I've got that over here. I've already rinsed all that off and did the prep work on it. That I'm just going to put on my George Foreman and grill the asparagus. That's only going to take like about 2 minutes. Asparagus takes really quick to cook. So we're going to wait till towards the end of this. We still have probably, I'd say, probably about another 3 minutes on the salmon. And then once that is completely cooked, then I'll start the asparagus. So while the fish is resting, the asparagus will cook, and then we'll have dinner. All right, so stick around, don't go away yet. Okay, so salmon is getting there. We're going to start the asparagus here, at least get it prepped to go onto the George. And I know I don't have another way to really angle the camera so you can really see. I'm going to take and bring this over here, though, give you an idea of the salmon and what it looks like. So there is the salmon in there cooking. And I've already prepped the asparagus. We've got that already. I always break the asparagus. You know, you kind of fold it, and once you fold it, then what you can do, it'll break like where the woody part is, because half the asparagus is woody. You don't have to throw that part away. You can actually use it for like soups. You can use it in just different flavorings, especially soup if you're making a broth of some kind. Or you can always throw it out in the backyard, send it out to the bunnies and to the little critters, the squirrels or whatever. That's another option. So, all right, so I've got the asparagus all cracked and ready to go. I am going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on there. So usually if I do this, like, you know, I hate to take out a bunch of measuring spoons and cups and all that. I'm not doing that. That's why you got caps on the top of these bottles. So I'm going to take a capful of this olive oil. I'm going to drizzle across my asparagus here. And now I'm going to, if I can get my salt shaker to open up. I'm going to put some salt and pepper on there. A little bit of salt, some pepper. All right, then I'm going to kind of spread this around because I want the olive oil all over it. So that's all set and ready to roll. The salmon is going to be done here any second. So I'm actually going to turn that off for a minute. I'm going to plug in the George, get him hot. So while George is warming up, I'm going to flip the salmon again because what I want to do with this, oh, that looks so good. I wish you could smell how good this smells right now. So we're going to throw a little bit more butter. I'm going to put a little dab of butter on each piece of salmon. Dab on there. Kind of make a little, I like to make a little flat in there so that the butter gets right down inside the salmon. All right, so that on there. And that on there. I'm going to throw in some garlic. Gotta have some garlic. I'm going to use these tongs for my garlic. Just put the garlic all around. I'm pouring, like, sprinkling some of the juice right on top of the salmon with this garlic. All right, you can even throw some of the garlic on the very top of the salmon. Two things you can never get enough of, garlic and butter. So we have that going. Okay. And let that sit on there. And then we have some dill. So we're going to throw a little dill on there. Usually whenever you make salmon, dill is one of those really good things to have with salmon. You don't have to put it on there, but it definitely makes everything taste pretty good. And the things I love about dill is so you don't have to chop it up or anything like that. You can just pick it right off with your fingers, kind of sprinkle it on there, just kind of shred it up a little bit. It makes it look pretty. Throw the stems right in with the butter and the oil, because that way there, if you throw the stems in there with the butter and the oil, it's just going to take the flavoring out of the stems into the juice there. And how much dill do you use? How much do you want to use? It's up to you. I like I like to rub it a little bit together because this way here it starts to get those the flavors to come out. Because you want that dill flavor to come out. All right, so I'll put a little bit more on here, just because I really love dill. So I like a lot of dill on mine. Okay. Sauce there. All right, gonna give you an idea what it's looking like now. Okay, so there it is. And if you could only smell how delicious this smells. All right, let's see. That's back where we need you. Let me move the camera a little bit. See, this is why I keep saying I need a cameraman, you know? A cameraman would be nice to have. I don't have one. It's all me. So that's going. We got that good. The salmon's ready. Time to spray the George, and let's get these asparagus on here. Spray it. Gotta throw my asparagus right on here. I don't put it any special way. I don't. Some people might want to take and layer it all up nice and even, you know, but I don't. I'll show you what I do. I just kind of toss it on there, see? And then, voila, it all cooks just nice and evenly. So we've got that going. Like I said, for the asparagus, that's going to take maybe 2-3 minutes tops, very tops. And asparagus, it depends on how you really like it. Some people like asparagus really soft and mushy, and I'll eat it that way. I don't care how it's cooked. I love asparagus. But I prefer to have it like with a little bit of crunch. Just kind of, so it's cooked, but it's not cooked all the way through. You just want that little kind of crispy crunch to it. So that, for me then that means that it's just not going to take that much time. It only takes a couple minutes then because of how I like to have that little bit of rawness to it. All right. Now I got to put this back in here. And now I got to clean everything up as I go along. You've got to have a clean kitchen, a clean surface, clean everything. My little OCD about the kitchen. Got to be clean. Everything's got to be covered. All right. So that's that there. I think the salmon is ready to go into a dish. So I've got I'm making this really nice, pretty dish. And what am I using? My plastic bowl. I'm a creature of habit. I pretty much eat out of this thing all the time. I like it because it has a lid. So if I don't finish everything, I just put the lid on it, throw it in the refrigerator, then I can pop it in the microwave and reheat it when I'm ready for it. So it works for me. All right. I think I want just the little pieces here. So I got this thing. Okay, my salmon just fell apart here. In other words, it's cooked really good. I'm going to put 2 pieces on here. All right, let's do, okay. All right, got my salmon. Now I'm going to grab this little spoon here. Because what I'm going to do now, I want to take some of this garlic buttery juice that's in here, and we're going to pour it all over the top of the salmon, okay? Because you don't want all that good stuff to go to waste. I told you, can't get enough butter, can't get enough garlic. All right, so we got that done. Let me check this asparagus. Ooh, they're looking really good. Almost done. All right, so the asparagus is cooking. Again, just another friendly reminder, if you get a chance, go to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please like, share, and subscribe. Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor, that's me. I would greatly appreciate that. I really thank y'all for coming along on this little, whatever I'm doing here, I'm not even sure. I just one day thought, I'm going to do a cooking show. I'm going to try this, so that's how I'm doing it. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Cooking, I know what I'm kind of doing. But other than that, do I know about the cameras and the videos and all? I really don't. But I'm learning as I go, and I thank you for coming along on this ride with me. It's been fun. It's been interesting. And hopefully you're enjoying it as much as I am. And I thank you for some of the comments. I know I had somebody wrote, Peg wrote that she would like to know more about doing some tofu. So I am going to be doing some more tofu recipes. We'll check on doing some of those. And any suggestions you have, send them to me. And if I don't know how to make it, I'll figure out how to make it. Usually, I mean, as you can tell, I'm not like young, so I probably have made it sometime in my lifetime. And don't you dare comment on my age. All right, let's check on this asparagus again. Thank you again for joining me for the ride here on this little adventure that I'm doing now. I appreciate it. All right, I think the asparagus is done. We're gonna unplug the George. I'm gonna grab my asparagus. And voila, there we got it. Salmon with a garlic and dill and butter sauce over the top and some grilled asparagus. That's what's for dinner. Pretty healthy all in all when you really think about it. And again, like I said, salmon is really good for you. I don't know, I think it's the omega fish oils, whatever, I don't know. It's supposed to be really good for you. All I know, you make it the right way, it's delicious. Thanks for joining me again today. I will see you again soon, and you have a great one. Bye-bye.